Howdy, lads and lassies. My name is Luke. I'm with 511 Tactical, Luke A. Shoots on Instagram and YouTube. And this is my 1794 2023 Tundra long bed. And I bought this truck bone stock, and the very first thing I did was buy this Oru camper topper. And I found Oru on Instagram. I was sitting at home using the restroom, doing things that we do in the mornings, and I saw this little company pop up called Oru. And to be honest with you, for me back then, the price was right. It was a lot of it was due to price that got me interested in the company. And then when I started looking them up online and everything, it was kind of like right away, like, oh wow, I love the options that they have and the engineering that they've done. Can they make it for a long bed Tundra? Because back then, you couldn't find anything for a long bed Tundra. I even had to order the truck just to get it in. It since has become the new 511 truck. So this truck was built for 511 to use at promotions and store openings and things like that. And we're here at Overland Expo West 2024. We got a whole store set up here and brought the truck out to show it off. But the one thing I want to say is, before this was ever going to be the 511 truck, the only thing I bought for it was the Oru camper and KC lights for the front, because when I go up to the mountains, we have a lot of fog and I own a place up in Lake Arrowhead. Fog is a big problem. And then I wanted something I could take my daughter, get her up off the ground, away from other creatures, animals, things like that. And had a little 4-year-old at the time, and she's 5 now, and it's her favorite thing. She climbs all around and jumps up and down on the bed, and she loves the camper. She loves going camping with daddy. So this, to me, was the best option than doing a ladder with a rooftop tent and buying a shell. And then good luck finding a shell back then for a long bed truck, especially a Tundra, the new Tundra. So these guys were like, yeah, we can do that. We can have it to you in a couple weeks. Take my money. And I went down and met the guys and loved the brand, loved the company, and was excited to spend my money and support that company. All right, we're at the front of the truck. We're gonna start here real quick. CBI bumper. We have CBI protection all the way around. 2 reasons why. 1, animals. 2, in California, they like to steal Cadillac converters. So I did a whole undercarriage protection against that. Lights for the fog, like I told you. Warren Wench is a must in the snow. Like that, and the traction board's kind of the best thing for that. Walking around here, we have the new KC light bar Titan. That thing's insane, especially with the amber and the snow. Over there, the Wii Boost and the rugged radios. Rugged radios at hunt camp is like a must for me, and the Wii Boost going up and down the mountains, again, a must for me. I went with Falcon tires. Originally, I wanted their 3 season. They weren't out yet, but that is the tire I'm switching to, because in the snow, I don't want to put chains on at all. AEV wheels, for the main reason that they're my favorite wheels I've ever seen. I didn't even know they made them for Toyotas until a guy was like, yeah, we make Toyota wheels. And I'm like, well, you're my favorite wheel, I want that wheel. So that's why I bought the AEVs. Moving down to here, we've got some more KC lighting, the Prinsu rack with the traction boards. During the winter, these aren't up here. They're in the back of my truck because they get used so much. It's kind of silly. On the side of the truck here. So this build is not a camping build. It's an elk hunting / motorcycle adventure build. And then I take my daughter on those little overnighters. There's usually quads and things like that for her to ride. I don't take a motorhome, I take my Oru. So on the side here, I have my rugged radios, both GMRS and race, depending who I'm going out with. We have some lighting up here, a kite, because my daughter loves kites. My air tools here for the powered air system we have inside, and I'll show you that. So the switch for that is right here. You can hear that. That's my twin air compressor I have mounted on the Oru camper inside here. So it's the air tools for that compressed air that I have inside of here. Ouchie boo boo, IFAC, range. I'm at the range 3 to 4 days a week. I work for Surefire and I do R&D for their suppressor and weapons division. So I'm at the range a lot with this setup. So this is all my range tools and things like that. Lead wipes, kind of a must. A big old Surefire light, because why not? Moving around to the back, we have the Gopher Elk license plate. Don't worry, you can't look me up because anyway, long story. But CBI rear bumper with the rear backup lights. And then we mounted up here the KC Chase Bar light. The reason for this chase light, it's an amazing option for the Oru designs that'll hopefully be coming out really soon. But the Wired by Greg did all the wiring inside of this camper for me. And I wanted the chase light because normally I have a dirt bike back here. The dirt bike covers my tail lights and my brake lights. So with this chase light from KC, I'm getting brake lights, blinkers, hazards, a reverse light, which is great to have. And we do have, Wired by Greg has a 3D printed mount for the rear backup camera that I'll have, or sorry, not rear backup, the review mirror camera that I'll have going right up here. Rear backup camera is right here, so that's not a problem. The Oru doesn't get in the way of it at all. So moving inside, let's see here. All right, so I'm gonna climb up in here and you're just gonna follow me in. So in here, this is pet grass. Pro tip from the surfers in Southern California, we put this pet grass in the back because our boards can be back here. It's an awesome option for the inside. You can pull it out, hose it off, dust it off, whatever you want to do. Back here, I have mounted a twin ARB compressor that Wired by Greg wired up for me. Going through to here, I have an air tank. I don't know who makes this. Wired by Greg gave it to me. It's a little 1 gallon air tank and I have compressed air that's going here as well as up here to this, I believe the company's called Apex. They make this 30-foot air hose. That's why I have all the air tools. One, I can air up and down my tires. I can air up the motorcycle tires. And then especially being at the range, it's really nice having compressed air, which I have right here. So that's an awesome option. On top, we have two 200-watt sun flare solar panels that aren't out yet. They're coming out. They're the most insane solar panels on earth. They're so insane, I can run this giant ARB fridge off of this little Goal Zero OG 400. And I'm at, what, 80% right now, and this thing's been going since Wednesday. So we're on 5 days this thing's been running for. And charge my computer and phone up at night off of this, and then just keep the fridge going the whole time. So that's the simple power setup I have. I will be doing some more things power-wise in here, but for now, really happy with the setup that I have, and for me, it's been working perfectly fine. This is all my rain gear I just kind of have hanging up here. I put these, you can probably see it here better. I like taking these little rubber tie-down straps here, and I just hook them to the side here, and I can either strap something up like a gas can, like this, and it just holds that gas can, or when I'm just storing these things, I just leave it right there like that. But these MOLLE will hold a ton of weight. As you can see, I've got a whole air system mounted to the MOLLE plate, plus all the stuff on the outside. So this thing's been really, really, really fantastic for me. Up top here, it's pretty much just my big old bed. And you can get up there, maybe take some B-roll of it so you can see that. But it's my queen size bed with my daughter's little sleeping bag and my sleeping bag up there. Usually what I do at night is I pull up the Goal Zero, or I'll put the Goal Zero on top of the fridge. I use the fridge as a step stool for my daughter to get up, or I just put my foot here and climb on up if I need to, if the fridge isn't in here. So that's kind of how we get in and out. Since my daughter's been 3 years old, she's been able to get up and down by herself in this bed using the fridge as a step stool. And she gets up there, she can stand up, change, jump up and down. This thing's really strong. And I actually haven't folded this back into itself yet. I've never felt the need to, but it's really nice to tuck up in here. I'm 6'4", 240, and I have no problems being up inside here. A lot of times I stand up like this, change in the morning, use the restroom if I need to, and then I open everything up and start hopping out of the truck. So on the side barn doors, this is my toilet paper. It's about putting a little teepee. In here is where I put all my lights I keep. I have a bunch of these little luminaire lights, and I keep them right here. So if I ever need lighting inside the vehicle, I don't have lights in the vehicle yet. They do sell them with LEDs. I highly recommend getting them. I didn't, I wish I did now. But I have little carabiners here, just kind of holding things for my Goal Zero. Over here, I have my favorite little machete mounted. This is what I use to chop wood, things like that in the backcountry. when I'm just going out. I go shed hunting sometimes, or if I'm just, you know, going to place some cameras, check cameras, I always bring this with me in case I need to clear some brush, whatnot. This is all my winch accessories are in this right here. And then here's a pro tip for you guys. 511 has these little carabiners here, and they're on swivels. So I can mount things to this, and it's on a little swivel. I just hook it into the grid here. This is another fun one. I get this little Velcro tape here. This is just basically Velcro, a Velcro roll. When I need it, I cut it off. And if you can see inside there, all my little spare air hose and things like that, it's just Velcroed on. So if I need it, I just pop the Velcro off and I can grab that air hose. So I keep the roll of that kind of mounted right here. Wired by Greg Repping, because he's the genius that wired all this stuff up with, you know, the chase bar lights, all the side lights and things like that. I don't know if you saw, there's a side light. I also have lighting on the inside of the cage as well, which lights up the side as well as my campground. So that's pretty much it. Roam, I had to go with the Roam 260 awning. That is because it's one of the only awnings you don't need to pull the legs down to have it out. So when I go out to the range and I'm just gonna be there testing for an hour or two, I can just unzip it, pull the thing out, strap it to the side of the Oru, and I'll show you that real quick. I just strap it right here. So I have the carabiner here, but I just strap the Roam right to there, to the same little eyelet that they already have mounted. And it keeps the awning up without needing legs or anything like that. So that's my baby. This is my truck, it's my rig. I love it, and really, really happy with it. If it weren't for the guys at KC, the guys at Peak Suspension, Peak Suspension did the primary build was done by Peak Suspension, and all the wiring was done wired by Greg. I didn't trust myself to start messing with a hybrid engine and all that kind of stuff, so I had Greg wire it all up, and I wanted the solar done right. So he was the guy I went to, and much more from KC and Oru to come in the future, so look out for that, because a lot of great things that we've incorporated here that they're going to start incorporating for you guys there. That is my Tundra with my amazing Oru camper. Thanks for checking it out. I'm Luke A Shoots on YouTube and on Instagram if you want to check that out. Sun's out, guns out, I'm out.